Hi, everybody. All right, so I wanted to channel my friend I Pegas. That's what he looks like. I did this is an oil painting I did of him. You can kind of see him. He's sort of this structure here. He looks just like this. He looks like this. He's got like a spikier kind of head piece, but it's all really hard and rocky. And then there's his arms. He sort of stands just like a human, right? With two legs and two arms. And then he lives in this sort of crazy world. It just doesn't look like anything could possibly live there. But anyway, I saw him today and I thought I would do some channeling and see if he has any messages he'd like to share with us. So I'm just gonna relax and then we'll see what comes, okay? I've done other videos on Ipaygus. I call him Ipaygus or Ipaygus. I don't even know how to pronounce it. It doesn't matter, but Ipaygus sounds a little bit, I don't know. Ipaygus kind of sounds like he's a back hills kind of alien. Ipaygus sounds a little more sophisticated, I guess. Okay. So just so I definitely see him, and he has a weird noise that he makes, like a scratchy noise, and is sort of has the sound that he makes, but he definitely has kind of a tongue that I can see too. He's really, really tall as well, like 9 feet tall or so. I mean, 10 feet. He's just definitely tall. My spirit guides ask me what it is that I like about him, and I say, I just love the warm way that he makes me feel inside when I see him, and I feel his presence near me, and it literally warms my heart instantly. I adore him. I mean, he's like a soulmate to me, living in the body of like a monster on another planet, you know? But it doesn't matter what you look like. What matters is what you meet your soul meaning to me, you know? Sort of like we don't realize how many soulmates that we have in the universe. I mean, we're not a planet. We're not just a planet. We're a planet living in a universe full of planets and living organisms and living beings that are here, that can interact with us, that we can experience in our lives. And some of our soulmates are in bodies that we probably would not feel very comfortable if we saw them in person. And the reality is, we need to be expanding our minds. Do you know how to tell if it's your soulmate or not? Can you look beyond the facial features to see what's on the inside? You can tell because of the way they make you feel in your heart. When I first met Ipaygus, I literally was, I thought I didn't know what to make. I was really standoffish. I mean, he interrupted me while I was at work, and I didn't know. He looked scary to me. And I was like, oh, no. I went immediately on defense. But he wouldn't. He just sat there, just watched me reacting to him in all these different ways. And he just wouldn't. He didn't. He was just watching me. I was like, okay. So I didn't know what it meant, and I sort of started creeping towards him and asked him if he was okay. And I don't know why, but I was inspired to use healing energy on him. And it was the first time I ever created dark energy. So I actually manifested a cloud of black, and then I shared it with him. And he was really delighted about that. It was the first time I ever realized that black wasn't necessarily evil or bad, that it was actually, that it could be a healing color as well. I still don't know much about black. There's a lot more to know about it, because what we perceive with our eyes, or what we understand as sort of dark is evil, white is good, or whatever, there's more to it than that. So that's when I started getting to know him, and I started getting to know about all the colors of the rainbow, even black and white, also having their own unique vibration that is a high vibration, really positive, or really low negative sort of vibration. So I can't even call low vibration necessarily negative, because You meet Cryon. I always bring this up. Cryon's like the perfect example because we all are familiar. I mean, a lot of us in the spiritual community are familiar with that name. But I feel him as a very low vibration because he's just exhausting sometimes because he's just so deep. He's so deep and slow. And so the vibration is very low, right? But Cryon is quite extraordinary. He's quite pure and loving. So what is high vibration? What is low vibration? You have to decide, is it love or is it fear? Is it fear is illusion, love is what is real, love is what creates. Fear is, so you want to look at fear. One of the illusions of fear is death. Like, some people are afraid of dying. But the reality is there's no such thing as death. There's only moving from one lifetime to the next. And so that is another illusion of fear, is there's no such thing as dying. So let's just see what else we can share here. Let's see. So I'm just in his space, and then I Pegas' world space. It's dusty. There's a dustiness. It's just like nothing could possibly live here. And so I'm in his space, and then there's just a dustiness right now that I experience, and then I'm touching his hand right now, and then I look up at him in his face. Thing is that he could be 10 feet tall, but I can still look him eye to eye in this experience. His eyes are really small, black. I'm just gonna close my eyes. It's just quiet. He wants me to ride on his back. He's turning around, so we're gonna go somewhere. He's running really, really fast. He's showing me that he's creating this scene in my mind to help me understand his message. But we're just in a space together. He's showing me I'm actually in some sort of cave with him. There's some light in here, and some sort of flickering light. But he's showing me that this image is something that we're doing in another version of reality in order for me to comprehend the message. And so I'm riding his back. He's running really fast, like 200 miles per hour. He's taking me somewhere. We're jumping off the planet and going into space. Towards a star that is very bright. It's really meaningful to me. Because I know what he's doing. Like, Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting closer and closer. It looks like a round ball. It looks like a softball that's glowing in the sky right now. We're still getting to it. So, the spirit guides are telling us, so it's very meaningful and moving, this experience with him, because it's purely loving. It's so loving, it's not only a very loving gesture, because I know he's wanting to give me a gift of love, basically. But it's him, and he means a lot to me, so I'm going to try not to cry. So we're getting closer to this object. He asked me if I know what it is yet. I say I don't. I seem to know it. I'm trying to think of what it makes me think of, or how it makes me feel. Like, I seem to know what this is. It's not like a star or a planet. I'm holding it in my hands and I'm looking into it, and it's glowing. It's white. I'm looking into it. I'm a child looking into it. And he's there too, but he's his usual size. I know what's in it. It's really loving memories. All of them. it's gonna be hard to talk. So imagine yourself looking into the orb of all of your happiest memories from every lifetime you've ever lived, and you're a child. So you're feeling joy and love beyond measure right now. And that joy and love is actually entering to your perception. Loving alien beings are very hard to talk to, I'm telling you. As a human being, we don't experience this every day. Morning till night, night till morning. We experience not this. Even real loving relationships are complicated. The purity of love is there's nothing else but love. And so it's merging here with me here. So I'm basically a child going into this orb, which is all white light all around me, but I can feel everything that is purely loving. It's really intense. It's really beautiful. It's like so beautiful, sort of. I mean, if I wasn't videotaping this, I'd probably be bawling my eyes out right now. But I'm carrying something in my hand, and it's like a dandelion that turned into all the pieces, you know, the seeds that you could blow. I'm holding hands with him, and I'm walking through like a green pasture. Something feels like I can tolerate this better now. I'm looking down at my feet as I'm making steps. Everything feels natural and instinctive, and I don't think about anything else. The only thing I can think about is love. And it's just love, that's all. It's so pure, it's so natural, and it's only loving. It doesn't have any other thoughts. Okay, I will get through this message. It's hard. How many times you go through the day and you have a good moment, right? And the good moment sort of flickers away into other thoughts, you know, feelings, questions, and they're always so dark, you know. It doesn't necessarily, it's not like you intend for it, and it's not, you don't realize how dark it is all the time. You don't realize how you're constantly focusing on negative, even if you don't mean to be. It just, even the smallest things can be taken negatively, you know. You know, there's so many. I'm telling you, you could examine one day, and if you tallied up every time you had like a kind of thought or a negative thought, it would just be thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. And so in this space, there's not even an echo of anything but love. And so it's really hard to sustain my emotion because it's insanely pure. If human beings knew what pure love felt like, if you could feel that every day, only one day, we would be bawling our eyes out. Nobody would be going to work. We would be totally in baby mode. And we'd have a whole new thought and a feeling about the world and each other and ourselves and creation and life. See what else he has to say. So I'm just walking with him. it's getting more tolerable for me to. It's not as high, it's not as insane in my head right now. I'm actually tolerating it better, so I'm not as emotional about it. Because it's important for me to share the message. You can't really share it if I'm overwhelmed by the way it feels, you know? Overwhelmed in a good way. Overwhelmed because it's so loving. Let's see. I just tossed down the dandelion piece and I'm just running on this pathway. I want to see something. I'm pointing in the sky again. I'm pointing in the sky and I'm inspired. I just want to go into outer space again. Or wherever this is. I'm running there. Faster, faster. I'm still on the ground though. I'm looking back. I'm telling him, come here, come here. Look, look. Okay, so instead of us blasting off, dang it, it's meaningful. It's really meaningful. It has to do with loving something that you can't have. But that's the part that's okay. It's hard to create the understanding. It's about wanting or loving something that you can't have, but the beauty is, gosh. Okay, I swear to God, this is beautiful. This is really beautiful. It's just hard to talk. I can't control my emotions. Okay. I'm getting it together, swear to God. Okay, so alright, I gotta turn this off for a minute. Okay, I'm seriously okay. It's just so super meaningful. It's maybe it's not, I don't know if how it's touching your heart, but being in the experience, actually being in the emotion and in the message itself, it's really so pure. It's so pure, so unwaveringly pure. It's hard to not cry because the love is so intense. It's so real. And I'm not only seeing it, feeling it, experiencing it. I mean, it's really intense. And so the message was, you have to understand too, not only am I in the orb of all of my happiest memories, I'm also a child. I'm also hanging out with one of my soulmates. Doesn't matter what he looks like. So this interaction is not only, this whole thing is not only so meaningful in that regard, but now there's something so childlike and so joyful and pure, totally unwaveringly, it's just totally pure. I'm running and I'm pointing at something that I love, and the thought is that you'll take me there, right? But the thought is you're here already. And so you realize that it's about two messages, which is, it's okay, you want something, you're excited to go explore it, I Pegas could just take me there, right? But it was actually just the joy. It was okay. It was just acknowledging that I could feel joy to even feel so excited about something of that kind and long for it. So he comes down and sits next to me, and then I sit on his lap, and then it's just, he holds me. So you can understand the meaning, right? You can understand what he's saying. You can understand why it's so loving. It's so beautiful. The thing is, gosh, trying not to, I'm actually really happy. It's just really intense, right? So the thing is that I've lost my thoughts now. It's just about love, you know. Pure love. Pure love that we all need to feel and experience. When you're crying and emotional because pure love does that to you, just goes to show how much more love we need. We cry too much over the pain and the suffering. We cry way more over pain and suffering in each and every day than we cry over feeling totally moved by loving acts, loving experiences, loving interactions. If we cried over loving interactions as much as we cry over, you know, if we could flip flop it, so all the tears we've shed over the pain and suffering now we shed in love, what a different world it would be. How different we would feel. It's the meaning behind this, but there's more meaning than that, because this is a real alien interaction. This is a real alien voice, a real alien message, and it's loving and it's so beautiful. Loving aliens are real, and they're not this version of a loving alien is his level of understanding about my perception, my needs, my thoughts, my feelings. He can comprehend me what I would consider in an infinite way. And so what he knows to say or how to touch my heart, it's like a spirit, or, you know, like God would know. And it's just so, it's like how do we know each other's hearts? How do we know how to touch each other's hearts on that level? You could ask love how to make a difference, and love will show you. So, okay. It's all I'm going to share in this crybaby video. It's pretty meaningful, and I hope it means something to you. All right. So, that's all I'm going to say. And thank you for watching. And I do, if I do share psychic readings and spiritual healing on my website. If you're interested in visiting with me one-on-one, you can do so. My website is abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching.